You do not know what I encountered in the hands of Abba Kyari and his boys. My eyes saw hell. The more we try to dissect this Abba Kyari's case, the more clumsy it becomes. I'm fully standing with Abba Kyari. Kindly show me who is saint in this country. Some of us started urinating and drinking the urine. No smoke without fire. The OB case will soon blow open when Abba starts talking.
I'm telling you the truth. You come to the altar and you are praying. When the person who you hurt is alive, you have not gone to apologize. You are coming to pray.
You can imagine going for your mother's funeral, and on that altar there and there, I mean, you invited all the people on that altar. The priest said something negative about you. What's up, my people? How on a day waiting they happen waiting this up? Welcome back to our channel. Some of you don't know, you can actually customize your merch, and this is about the merch, okay? And again, I want to thank those of you that have been patronizing me, supporting the Mexican Crown channel, Mexican Crown Blog TV. Yeah, guys, you can actually customize your t-shirts or your hoodies. We have hoodies, t-shirts, and caps, right? Look at this. No additional cost at all, you know, the same price. Some people don't know. I just realized that yesterday. Okay guys, I couldn't make a video yesterday because I was very busy. I went to Suburb. I gave them 7 bags, you know, as gift. You understand how it goes in Nigeria. And from there I went to Ogun State because we still need to give out more bags, right, to students, to pupils rather. So I went to Ogun State to get the letter prepared. You know, for that we need to write the Ogun State government, and after that, you know, after we get the go ahead, then we can do whatever we want to do in primary schools. So that's what we are working on now in Ogun State.
Hello. Hello, hello. 1,500.
And again, one of those people who gave free merch to, his name is Abraham to show. He received his cap yesterday. I'm so, you know, excited to see this, you know. Yeah, so shout out to you, Abraham to show. Remain 3 people, and these people, they are yet to reach out. There's one Uduk Glory, I think. Yeah, she's yet to reach out too. And I can't remember the remaining 2, but yeah, I might give it to someone else. Yeah, but yeah, guys, that is it. I also involved myself in some amebo at Oshodi. The news about Abba Kyari, you know, I wonder if this guy Israel DMW is still standing with Kyari. In July, Israel posted saying, "I'm fully standing with Abba Kyari. The man is a clean cop. He has fully tried and is still trying in aspect of fighting wild armed robbers and kidnappers. Kindly show me who is saint in this country." But nevertheless, this is still an allegation, right, until proven guilty by the court of law. But we also have the court of the people, what the people are saying, the reactions and all that. Guys, more reports, you know, begin to emerge after the news about Abba Kyari and Oshpopi, King, Cubana. More news started popping up about Abba Kyari. And the most recent one, Abba Kyari and his boys. I would say Abba Kyari and his boys. Most recent one is how Abba Kyari's accomplice, John Umoru, starved 7 persons to death at Okuzu SARS. Again, I want to say this, the more we try to dissect this Abba Kyari's case, the more clumsy it becomes. Kyari also said that, IPOB and his armed wing, ESN, they are after him. Okay, we'll get to that. But first, let's talk about his boys. This guy Abba Kyari was arrested alongside 4 others. This man right here, Too Much Money, aka Too Much Money, his real name is Umoru John, was also part of those arrested by the NDLEA. The police also reacted to this news about Abba Kyari's arrest. They sent a message to NDLEA telling them that, look, you guys will also have to arrest your boys who are also involved in this, who worked with Abba Kyari on this one. And of course, NDLEA denied that. They said, none of our boys is in this. Please, just leave us out of this shady means. The only person that was involved in this was an undercover agents working for us. Of course, you guys saw the videos. Now let us talk about Abba Kyari's boys. Like I said, Umoru was among the officers arrested. Now guys, let's read the experience of one of the victims in the hands of John Umoru, aka Too Much Money. They said he's a former SARS officer attached to the notorious SARS unit in Anambra State. So here we have one Okpara Miracle, a 23-year-old young man who was arrested on 13th February 2017 in Anambra State. Miracle described how he was shot in the leg by the ASP John Umoru and detained for 4 weeks without food or water. Out of the 9 persons detained with him, 1 person was granted bail after paying 500,000 naira, while 7 others died of starvation. Don't forget Kyari and his boys. They call them the brutal gang. But note, all this information we gathered, through certain people, those people who claimed they had a first-hand experience with his boys and how they were tortured. Now, according to Miracle, he said, we waited for 2 weeks without any food or water. Then some of us started screaming from the cell, calling on them to come to give us water. Some of us started urinating and drinking the urine. One of the officers, nicknamed Too Much Money, and that is John Umoru, came to us and admonished us to save our strength, that we have a long way to go. Because of this admonition, we increased our shout, telling them that it is better for them to kill us than to starve us to death. They told us that they would love to watch us die one after another. We continued screaming, calling for water. Then the officers went and bought tear gas and sprayed it on us, but the effect was not much. We continued wailing. They bought another type of tear gas, powdered tear gas, tied it to a wrapper and released it on us. They then locked the passage gate, leaving us to choke to death. It was terrible. All my fellow inmates collapsed. Some were foaming from the mouth. I was the only one conscious, but the effect of the tear gas was bending my neck and twisting my 2 hands. We were in that condition for 3 days. On the 3rd day, they came to check whether we were still alive. When they found out that we were still breathing, though the tear gas dried almost all the water in our system, making us very weak, we continued begging them to give us water, even drops, but they refused and told us that they would watch us die one by one. Some of us who had money hidden inside our boxes begged them to go and collect it to buy us water. Then the station officer of the station came and asked us whether we came into this world with any clothes. We said no. He asked us whether we would go in any clothes when we are leaving this world. We said no. He then left without saying any further words to us. It was then we realized that it was a death sentence. After that week, one of us, Ifeanyi, was granted bail. After the family paid huge money, we were now 9 inmates left in the cell. Before the end of that 2nd week, 4 of the inmates died: Okechukwu, Uchenna, Uchechukwu, and Chinedu. The corpses were usually left with us in the cell till the next day before they were evacuated. During the 3rd week, 3 persons also died: Ngirima, Victor Azubike, and Ojoto. Each of them that died was left in the cell till after 1 day before it was evacuated, except Ojoto, whose corpse remained in the cell for 3 days and even started decomposing in the cell before he was removed. When they took the corpse of Ojoto, I was hearing their voices raging. This one has decayed. There is no need taking him to Okuzu. Let's bury him here. Then I managed with the little energy left in me and stretched and was peeping through the tiny window and saw them where they buried his corpse beside the soaker pit at the back of their station there in Neni. And they said Miracle Okpara was saved from imminent death when his family contacted the Anambra State-based human rights lawyer Justus Uche Ijoma, who intervened and facilitated his release. Now, this is the report or information we got recently about Abba Kyari's boys. Now, you ask me, is this true, Abraham? Are we sure that this is true? Well, I don't know. The only person that's got the answer to this and would believe that is true is Okpara, that's Miracle Okpara. But guys, after hearing this, you begin to connect dots. You just all of a sudden start connecting dots. Remember the case of the popular or famous kidnapper Evans, right? Remember there was a time this guy came out and said, Abba Kyari and his boys showed me hell. Now what is he trying to say? He said in front of him 6 people were killed because they want him to sign a document. Now what is in that document? Let us read this, my people. The report says, explaining why he was seen in a jovial mood in the confessional video played in the court when prosecution started its case, Evans said he was forced to act that manner by the police. The police told me to be laughing and smiling in the video. You do not know what I encountered in the hands of Abba Kyari and his boys. My eyes saw hell. It was what they told me to be doing that I was doing. One day at the IG guest house, the police brought some documents and asked me to sign. I asked what documents were for. They didn't answer me. They said that if I didn't cooperate with them, they would kill me. When I refused, Inspector Philip asked them to take me to the back of the guest house. When I got there, they were pressing cigarette butts on my body. They said I will see what will happen to those people. That is better I sign those documents. They killed about 6 persons in my presence and I signed the document. I was not allowed to read it. I think it is a document that was used to bring me to court. Now when you read things like this, it sends shivers down your spine. I'm telling you, like just imagining these things. Now Abba Kyari had said during this investigation process, he said that IPOB were after him due to the onslaught he launched against them in Southeast. He said it is a campaign to smear my reputation by members of IPOB ESN who vowed to destroy me. Let me know what you think about this. And I remember saying that there's this disagreement or issues going on between NDLEA and the police. The police asked the NDLEA to also fish out those people who worked with Abba Kyari on this. I mean, Abba Kyari can't go down like that. The police believe that NDLEA has some boys, or some of their boys, their hands are not clean. So they should, bring them out too or arrest them. And NDLEA refused to believe that. They said, no, our boys are clean. It's your boys. The only person, that agreed to meet up with Abba Kyari or to work with Abba Kyari is an undercover agent. And he told us, before he did it, we planned the whole thing so that we could grab evidence on this. Guys, I am quickly going to read reactions, from the previous video. Yes, we talked about Abba Kyari in the previous video, and yeah, your comments as well, they are very important. I remember the same video we read other people's comments. What about reading the Team Crown subscribers comments too about this case? Abusco Vibe Chon says, Nigerians are quick to judge and jump to conclusions of things that they don't understand or don't have answers to. Kyari was associating with rich influential people of power. That's how the rich stay rich, protected and connected. I also think the drug video could have been staged. My own 2 cents. Good job, Abraham. Thank you. Here we have Major Bison. Major Bison said, no smoke without fire. The OB case will soon blow open when Abba starts talking. We have Chris Ochubo. He says they need to arrest all of them. This money thing is leading our youth to think money is that easy to walk into. If you make money the hard way, it would be hard to spend it carelessly. Adeniji says, Obi Cubana can't say he made his money legitimate from his entertainment club. Impossible. And Charles King says, yeah, entertainer club owners are the most drug cartels, fraudsters, gang leaders, and all manner of demonic activities. There is no genuine money in Nigeria. Talk less of extravagant ones only when you get caught. Here we have Oli Benji. He says he don't say way them sing say one day bushmills go catch the hunter. Them don't catch person where they catch person. Who be the thief? Who be the hunter? Here we have Tayo Ajayi who says Amos 33 Bible says, do 2 men walk together without agreeing on the direction? Obi Cubana is a criminal. The most money worshipper in the world is Nigeria. Chimezie says, if it is not staged, how come a suspended police chief was still leading a team because this NDLEA happened after his suspension? Still Chimezie. He says, manufacturing opinion for Obi Cubana. What makes you think NDLEA can expose Kyari but not Obi? Ancient Gates. He says, there is a difference between barons, Korea, proxy, mercenary, and informants. Barons are the godfathers that are highly placed. They are not visible. They hardly get caught. Informants are also not visible, mostly double agents. They hardly get caught. It is the mercenary, Korea, and proxy that makes the noise, partying and showing their luxurious lifestyle. Did you guys notice that despite investigation about DSP Abba Kyari, a mercenary, by the in-house police investigation panel, his brother Farouk Kyari, a proxy, was never questioned by the police, deliberately left to move money and destroy a lot of evidence. Luxurious cars, money buried in empty acres of land, money buried in landed properties, mobile phones plus SIM cards, laptop, jewelries. Hans Amungeti says, all these are stories for Nollywood. They are just using this to escape extradition. The policeman knows a lot that will send many people to doom. Enrico says, please, what about the allegation of Evans, the kingpin, against Abba Kyari that he forced on gunpoint after 6 people were killed in his presence? Ike Okodua says, this is a very difficult puzzle to solve. Guys, let us move straight to the next one about Samuel Okposo. During Valentine, this man actually said something again, of course, about his wife. He said, every day with you is Valentine. And of course, Governor Baseki's senior aide criticizes Samuel Okposo for that. Samuel Okposo should know better. Like I said, they leave social media for a while and just do your thing. You don't have to keep talking, but hey, whatever works for him, whatever he thinks is okay, then it's fine. Whatever makes him feel okay, it's fine. And the lady said that if truly every day with her is Valentine, what happened to the day he impregnated another woman? Well, that is I just want to quickly chip that in. Yes, you know, I still believe that Samuel Okposo would save a lot of energy by trying to stay silent, of course. Moving on to the next one. Here we have Bobrisky. Bobrisky was spotted at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport, Abuja, and people started talking. Got people talking because a few days before that, he was seen in a private jet. Guys, you just need to know that this guy is just having fun and cruising, and this is promo for Bobrisky, and he shouldn't be taken seriously all the time. He shouldn't. This is how he makes his money. So the fact that he said he uses private jet, does that mean he uses it all the time? No. Moving on to the next one, here's a new report. You know what's happening between Tonto Dike and the ex-husband, who is now married to Rosie. Rosie has a child for him. Yes, this guy wished his son happy birthday, Tonto Dike's son too, and yeah, that is okay. He's the dad, but what about Rosie? Well, Rosie called this boy son. Rosie said, "Happy birthday, son." And a lot of people got pissed and angry about that. Like, why would she's looking for trouble again? She needs attention and all that. Guys, I don't really see anything wrong with this. Like, seriously, I don't see anything wrong with it. Apart from the fact that, there were rumors out there that this lady snatched this man from Tonto Dike. Yeah, and they've been dating, or this man cheated with this lady while being married to Tonto Dike. These are just speculations, don't forget. Yeah, we're just here to report and just react. Okay, guys, moving on to the next one. I saw this news, I think 2 days ago, about a Zambian lady talking about techno, and the techno is the reason why she was impregnated and why she's got this child, and she needs techno's support. Techno needs to pay child support. Like, that's just so dumb. And again, I don't know why this news is so big, like why the media took it so serious. Like, I just saw it like everywhere, like, oh, this lady said this lady said that, about techno. They shouldn't even make the news in the first place. Even though it makes the news, shouldn't be like the headline of a news. Like, it's funny reading this. Okay, let me read. Let me just read this nonsense. A lady from Zambia, Rita, took it out in public to express how Nigerian techno is the reason she has a child and suffering. It was back in 2016. She explained, "I love techno's music so much. I would go out to a club just to listen to any song by techno. During the month he released Pana, I got so excited that I slept with a man I didn't know and ended up pregnant. If it was not for techno, I wouldn't have this child. So he needs to pay for child support." And this make the news, my people. This make the news. Oh my God. Let's move on to the next one. Here we have Apostle Suleiman. Well, Apostle Suleiman sent a message to guys. Guys, stop breaking people's hearts. Let me know what you think about this. Guys, I didn't make a video yesterday, so it's a combination of yesterday's news and today's news, just in case you're wondering. Let's go ahead.
Stop breaking people's hearts. Stop making people regret knowing you. Stop making people remember you and they're in tears. Because of your character, you have closed door for every other person. Nobody wants to trust anybody. If all you did in somebody's life is to make the person start suspecting others, you will pay. You know why? The blessings others would have had that you hindered, God will make sure you pay for it. If anyone is crying because of you, you will cry. I'm telling you the truth. You come to the altar and you are praying. When the person who you hurt is alive, you have not gone to apologize. You are coming to pray. My friend, get out of that altar. You broke a girl's heart. You promised her marriage. You didn't marry her. She's still alive. She's still breathing. Then you are going to cry to God that your own marriage, now you don't have children. You don't have this. You don't have that. God said, why will you have children when you make somebody else's child cry? Go and apologize to that person first before you come back to pray. Stop breaking people's hearts and making peace with God. Meanwhile, the people are still alive.
This Pastor David Abioye, talked about husbands and wives seeing themselves as brothers and sisters. He said that is the only way you can keep a good relationship.
Husband and wife growing into brother and sister. That's the way I see my father. Bishop Wedepo relate with his wife. That's how I relate with my wife. There are some who are legalistic about their marriage. My wife, my husband. My right is right. When you grow to become brother and sister, you don't see brother and sister in the family fighting over things. They love themselves passionately. The legality of marriage is the reason why there are many crises in marriage today. If you see your wife as your sister, you won't treat her the way you are treating her. If you see your husband as your brother, you won't treat him the way you are treating him. These are keys of wisdom. You wonder why some people are living happily every day. I can imagine a day will pass without talking to my wife. I can imagine not missing my wife. I can't imagine her not missing me. Some men don't miss their wives. Some wives don't miss their husbands. When he travels 3 days, he can do away without talking to his wife or with his husband. Why? She is not his sister. He is not our brother.
You know, this came with mixed reactions. Some people said that siblings fight for years, like serious fights. So his example doesn't hold water. I would like to watch the full video, you know, if it's available on social media. The actor Ugezu says, people must not twist this man's statements to satisfy their already programmed whims. He never used the word siblings. He used brother and sister. And to me, he's right. Brother and sister is deeply spiritual. Sibling is outright biological. There are siblings who have not managed to metamorphose into brotherhood and sisterhood. My wife, though from Ndemele, far from my place of origin, is my sister, and we are rammed in our brotherhood. Period. Okay, guys, that is it. Let us move straight to the next one. Guys, crazy things are happening.
Crazy things are happening.
I stumbled on a video of a wife flogging the husband. Guys, again, I can't post this video here. You'll have to follow and send me a message, and of course I'll forward the video to you. Yes, I have it on my phone, but seriously, watching a wife flogging the naked husband like a child, like a baby. Is Kayamata involved in this matter?
Kayamata for you, on top your matter for you.
I don't know. If you're so curious, you can send me a message or follow and send a message on Instagram. Let us move straight to the next one. Here we have Chimamanda Adichie. You know, when we talk about the church, what comes to mind is love, you know, unconditional love. Even though it's hard to achieve, but we just believe that it should be unconditional love. You can imagine going for your mother's funeral, and on that altar there and there, I mean, you invited all the people on that altar. The priest said something negative about you. A priest that's supposed to talk about your mother and the sad moment. At that time, you and your siblings are down emotionally, mourning the death of your mother, and this priest said something not so friendly, and I'm sure you will be shocked as well. And that is what happened to Chimamanda Adichie. I really feel sorry for her. No matter what, I think the priest could have easily called her and talked to her in private about this instead of calling her out in public. A priest, for that matter. Guys, let's watch this interview.
That was basically what happened between you and the priest that is going on. You know, a lot of people, let people understand this.
Yeah. So my mother was buried on May 1st. And the next day we had a funeral Thanksgiving Mass for my mother. And my siblings and I were all seated in the front pew. We were all wearing purple, which is my mother's favorite color. And, you know, it was a very difficult day. And so at some point during Mass, the parish priest of my hometown, whose name is Christopher Eze, and my parish, the parish is St. Paul's in Abba, and Abba is in Njikoka in Anambra State. So he takes the microphone and he starts talking about me. And you know, you're sitting there kind of trying not to cry because you're thinking about your mother. And so I was really taken aback to hear my name. And I'm going to paraphrase him, of course, because I cannot quote him, but you know, sort of, Chimamanda said the church collects money too much. Chimamanda insults the church. Chimamanda doesn't want us to feed the widows. Chimamanda, I mean, it was just really shocking. And his tone was very hostile.
At your mom's funeral?
Yes. We were there, our guests were there who had come to honor my mother. I had actually been holding my brother's hand because we were both trying very hard not to cry in the church. And this man just goes off and just... So I was so shocked and so taken aback. And I should say, to give context, is that he was referring to an interview that you talk about, which I had done months before. Mm-hmm. It is absolutely heartbreaking. And you know what? I have to be honest and say that one of the reasons that I want to talk about this publicly, I don't want what happened to us to happen to any other person. I don't want that for anybody. And, when I started talking about this, just hearing back from people, there's just so much that happens, especially during burials and funerals. And particularly, it seems to me, to happen more in Igbo land, the Catholic Church in the Southeast, where priests are so lacking in compassion. They can refuse to bury a person because that person owes some small amount. They make all kinds of demands on the family, and nobody shows compassion. Compassion is lacking. And the whole root of Christianity is compassion. And I think about it, and I think I have the good fortune of being well known and all of those things, and this happened to me, and nobody has faced any consequence. We have not received any apology. The wrong that we suffered has not been righted. So how much worse will it be for people who do not have the platform that I have? Much, much worse. There are people who've had to endure all kinds of humiliations just because they want to give their parents or their loved ones a Catholic funeral. I think it's terrible. It's really terrible. And most of all, it has to change. It has to change. I did make the point that I had given money to the church. I did not tell them other things, such as how this man had bullied my family when my father was buried about money. How when we presented a cow to the church, he was upset. And why was he upset? We should have monetized it. He wanted the money. How when I gave money to the church for the bazaar, because I knew that this man always wants cash, I made sure to go and get cash. Because if you write a check or want to do a bank transfer, he doesn't want that. He wants the cash. My people say, "If an adiroma, adiroma." What is not good is not good.
Yes,
and we
not
should
good.
be able to say very plainly and forcefully that something that is not good is not good. So after I had made complaints, I was told, "Oh, you should write to the bishop formally." I wrote a formal complaint. The bishop responded to tell me that he would not be able to do anything. And the reason, he says, was because I had talked about the incident at the bishop's conference where I had been invited to speak. Therefore, he was now unable to act. The Catholic Church is very hierarchical.
Yeah.
So really, the person who is in a position to discipline this priest is his bishop. So I don't know what else to do.
We talked about unconditional love the other time. Love changes everything. I know Adekunle Gold said love is not enough.
Love is not enough, baby.
I know I said, TikTok guys, believe them at your own risk or at your own peril. Here, this lady says she met this guy on TikTok 2 months ago, and the guy proposed, and I think they're about to get married. Guys, let us watch this video. I don't know if it's true. It might be true though, but let's watch this video.
We met here on TikTok.
Okay, I know some of you are depressed and going through a lot, but I wouldn't advise this. If I really love you, I wouldn't advise this. This lady surprised herself since nobody would surprise her on Valentine's Day. So she organized people who came together to give her a gift she bought with her own money. This is another level of depression, in case you guys don't know, but might just be for the video. Let's watch.
There's a note. I surprised myself by myself. Everybody dey for WhatsApp status and TikTok, Instagram, they tell me congratulations. I dey my house to chop my food. What concern me? Nobody feel oppress me. Nobody.
Actor Ibrahim Suleiman has got this to say. Here's interaction with a fan on Twitter. A subtle reminder that as a Christian, cohabiting with your partner before marriage is wrong. And Ibrahim Suleiman says, this is true, but it is one of the wrong things I am glad I did, even if it was just for a few weeks. LOL. I strive daily to be better, but once in a while, own your transgressions with your chest. That is where we're going to hold it, my people. Thank you so much for watching. To this question, guys, what number do you see? Look at this picture. What number do you see? Comment down below the number you see. Thanks once again for watching. See you next time. Peace.